What is your experience in this NIL space? Because I think it's so nuanced right now.
Right.
A lot of people want to know what's going on.
That's right.
Parents really don't know what's going on with this.
Right.
So what is NIL? And then what's the difference between NIL and NIL Collective, man?
Yeah, no, good question, man. It's my experience with it is it's interesting, man. It's before it became technically legal, like literally right before, people forget this, but my relationship with Mikey Williams. Right?
I forgot all about that, bro.
So Mikey moved from California to North Carolina, and I'm very close with that family. That's a good, solid family. And at the time, Mikey was the number one kid in the country. Mm-hmm. So NIL literally followed right behind him moving to North Carolina and became legal. But my OG, my big bro, my mentor, Ulyss Payne Jr., who's my partner within Cyber Athletics, he was on the Ed O'Bannon case, which is a part of why NIL is even legal today. Right?
Got you.
So just been learning a lot about it, but since it became legal, it's been interesting, man. It's two forms of NIL. Okay. Obviously, NIL stands for name, image, and likeness.
Correct.
And I think right now, when it comes to that around the athlete, it really is around brands and brands wanting to work with you because they like what you portray on social, right?
Correct.
And that's where athletes, some are take advantage, some are not so much right now,
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you this. How did the Mikey situation come about? I know he came from California, but he came to North Carolina for a little while.
Right.
How involved was you in that process, and then what was your day-to-day situation with him whenever you got tapped in?
Same. Like, honestly, it was the same intention then with Mikey, wanting to manage, wanting to be in the sports business, and help athletes, right? Navigate the business and the space of it. And him going to Lake Norman Christian, at the time my son was already there. I had a relationship, and
you say your son, you talking about JJ?
JJ,
okay,
yep.
bet.
My son JJ was there at Lake Norman Christian, and then Mikey, that's where he attended. And it brought a lot of light to that school, a lot of light. That's where I really learned, like I would say my first reality check of the business, right? Where the impact that athletes can have on the institution, academically. So that was interesting because Lake Norman Christian, at the time, it wasn't at capacity. Let's just say that. Yeah. Right. And then there was a waiting list. So it was interesting times, But my involvement, I was close, to the school decision and even bringing and creating opportunities for Mikey, once NIL became legal, right up until he signed with Excel and signed his Puma deal. Just been there. That kid's resilient, man, even to what he's going through now and him being at UCF,
Yeah, man. He's I think that's how I think that's really how the Ellis brothers got on. That whole that debacle they had playing, you know what I'm saying? Just
that was at Huff High School, I believe that game was at.
Yeah.
Even see, this is where again I was involved with setting that game up. The whole that game I'm just being honest, bro. Like even setting it up, Huff. I live in Davidson.
Yeah.
That's JJ's. If JJ was to go to his home school, it would be Huff.
Got you.
So that Mikey and Trey Parker coming to vertical and then playing Moravian, it was yeah.
Crazy, man, crazy. Because man, listen, man, because that NIL world, bro, it's so different, and I think some people have a understanding on the collective side of it, where the schools is pay to play. You know what I'm saying? Let's just call a spade a spade.
Okay.
Now the brand side of it, I think that's where it gets murky because not all brands are gonna pay you. Like what I'm saying, they might just give you a stipend or something of that nature. So like how would a parent go about as far as if they don't have no connection to you per se, how would they start a foundation of it? Like, what I'm saying? Like, how would they post? Like, what age should you think you get started with the athlete, period?
Yeah, I think, so the age, I would say, is subjective just because, you got like literally kids that are like YouTube stars now. So it's
crazy,
just different
dog.
now.
It's crazy,
right? So
bro.
I think the age is subjective around like the parents and the family around the kids, but I would say that where you start is this understanding that social media is the business. I mean, that's where brands want athletes' engagement. That's what the brands ultimately want, right? Their athletes' engagement on social. So, like, for example, with Rob, he has really high engagement. Like, his engagement is off the charts, you know? So, brands would typically want to integrate with him doing what he's doing authentically on social media, whether that be him showing his drip or, you know, whatever it is.
You got to sell yourself, dog, a little bit, dog. It is. It does. Because I noticed, too, with like with these brand deals, it's like, say, for example, if you got like Rob, for example, he got the highlights where he's doing all that, but then you got on the other side, people be like, well, that ain't really basketball, that's just highlights. But bro, there's a whole business side to that.
Yeah,
like you're attracting brand, you're marketable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.